This is Purple Roof Podcast and audio articles giving you the latest news and research from the green roof industry. My name is Zakrisson and this is the audio version of Garner's article Green Roof Water Retention. Green roof water retention and stormwater management. Retention is the process of holding water on the green roof, that is preventing water from draining off the green roof. Retention has been the focus of the hydrological design of green roofs for the past decades. Many people familiar with green roofs but less familiar with other types of stormwater management might not realize that most engineers consider retention the free gift with purchase rather than their central stormwater goal. So what is this odd thing, retention? The secret of green roof water retention is green. Retention works like this. Rain falls onto a relatively dry green roof and then the green roof absorbs the water, usually in pore spaces. Later, the sun comes out and the plants use the rainwater to evapotranspire. This means that the water leaves the roof as vapor. Eventually, it rains again and the process repeats. A surprising amount is going on there, so let's unpack it. Green roof water retention, getting rid of the runoff. In that description, the green roof absorbs water and water leaves the green roof not as runoff, but as water vapor. And that's great on many levels. Because water does not run off, in this textbook example at least, there's less stress on drainage infrastructure. Less water flows through pipes and sewers are less likely to overflow. Flooding risks drop, as does the potential for erosion at outfalls. The true devastation of floods can be staggering. Consider for a short moment overflowing, stinking sewers teeming with dangerous disease and contaminants, flooded houses, the loss of property, even loss of life during extreme storms. I think we can all agree that reducing the volume of runoff is a good thing. Evapotranspiration, not only a tool for reducing floods. Also notice that water leaves the roof as vapor. This is the process of evapotranspiration, the combined water vapor losses of evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation can happen when the sun and wind are drying the soil, and transpiration as plants pull water from the soil and emit excess water through stomata, small pores often located on the underside of the leaves. Evapotranspiration equals retention. If you can measure evapotranspiration, you can measure retention, and vice versa. Evapotranspiration also provides excellent cooling benefits. Now think back to high school physics. Energy is required to convert liquid water to vapor. In the case of green roofs, most of that energy is solar energy, which would otherwise just heat up the roof. So increasing retention also increases cooling potential. Pretty cool, huh? Green roof, a sponge. In the description above, notice that the green roof started off relatively dry. Think about pouring water on a dry sponge. The dry sponge absorbs the water until it's saturated. After that, pretty much any other water added simply passes straight through immediately. And green roofs usually work the same. But like sponges, green roofs absorb water more efficiently when they're already a little bit wet. So for each raindrop that falls onto a green roof, a portion of the raindrop is absorbed and a portion runs off. The highest ratio of absorption, which is the highest efficiency, occurs when the green roof is already holding some water, usually around 20 to 50% of its maximum retention volume. Retention, a finite capacity. Retention has a finite capacity, just like a cup has a finite capacity. If a green roof has a maximum capacity of, say, 80 liters per square meter, that means that when it has absorbed 80 liters per square meters of water, every drop beyond that runs off. The speed of runoff might be highly variable, but retention is black and white, retained or not. Thus, retention provides great benefits, such as reduction of runoff volume with an increasing cooling potential. But retention capacity is finite. Retention-focused green roofs provide almost no benefit when already full. This is where another metric comes in, antecedent moisture condition. Antecedent moisture condition is just a measure of the moisture level before an event, say before a rain event. For optimal retention, we want our AMC, which is the short form of antecedent moisture condition, to be around 20% of maximum. That way, before it rains, the plants still have a water supply and the green roof is primed like a slightly moist sponge. Another term that is a more direct measure of what we're going for is antecedent recharge capacity, short ARC. This is a measure of the system's capacity to recharge and retain more water before the event. In our example, we want an ARC of about 80% to ensure optimal retention. When the green roof is totally saturated and cannot hold another drop of water, we have 0% ARC. So how does ARC go from a low number like 0% or 10% to a high number like 70 or 80%? It does this by allowing evapotranspiration to occur. Stormwater retention and old ways of thinking. So why is retention often considered the free gift with the purchase of stormwater management tools? Mostly because of the finite nature of retention noted above. Think of the green roof as a cup. Once the cup is full, it no longer works as a retention device. Whereas retention-focused approaches work sometimes and are very effective at lowering runoff averages, stormwater engineers usually need to design solutions that work all the time, or at least most of the time. The solutions must also work when there is no time for evapotranspiration to occur, such between repeat storms, or when recharge is very slow, such as during very wet winters. Also, it must work during extreme weather events, such as a 100-year storm. Hopefully, this article clarified the concept of retention in green roofs. We will continue this series by posting articles with new research and new takes on existing research to delve deeper into retention and other topics. We will also explore how green roofs can provide stormwater benefits beyond retention. Thank you so much for listening, and if you have any questions, you can contact us per email at info@purpleminesroof.com or through our website contact form. And don't forget to subscribe to us. You can find us on all the major podcast directories and follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter or YouTube. My name is Zakrisson, and this is Purple Roof Podcast and audio articles bringing you the latest news and research from the green roof industry.